Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Warrior Spotlight, where the stories are real, the emotions are raw, and the hearts are courageous. Tonight, we have some very special guests in the house, starting with my husband, Billy.
Good evening. Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas. We are on the Christmas show. Then we have Miss Kara next to us. She has so much to share with us tonight. It's going to be great. So stay tuned.
And she's sober.
And she's sober.
For once.
Well, we could have had beer sitting here or something, huh? Drinks?
That's next week's.
Yeah, next week.
Go out with a bang.
You guys will have to come back. Anyways, and then we have Kyle on the end. How are you guys?
We're great.
We're good.
Now I'm thinking about the next show.
Yeah.
I should have told him that.
You can sit over there.
Yeah, right.
For support, we'll have an audience.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's where it was going to be until they drug me over here.
Anyways, good evening, you guys. We are so excited that you guys are with us tonight. Andy, what show number is this?
I believe we're on 18 now.
18. How exciting. 18 shows. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but we're pretty excited. Wrapping up our last one next week. And then we're into 2021 with some big things coming out, huh, Andy?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even know.
I'm sorry, I'm concentrating.
So tonight, we want to have our friend Kyle here on the end share some of his stories about his military career. But first, we're going to let Kara share how we met and how we got involved with the fitness thing from the beginning, and that you guys have been with us from the beginning.
We have been with you from the beginning.
You were doing, what was it called?
We were having fit clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when Duke Farms was just taking off. And there was a ton of open space to have a bunch of fitness adventures before all the buildings were built.
Right.
That was before me. I
No,
wasn't there for that.
Yes, you were.
No.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you was in one of them.
I have picture
Yeah,
proof.
Yeah, I was going to say I've seen it. Yeah. Okay, that's for another show.
This is what's going to make it so exciting tonight. Yeah.
Way back when.
Way back when. Okay, go ahead. You get to tell your version in a minute. Okay.
When we were having our fit clubs and you opened up the farm to us bringing some of the community members there to work out and have early morning Saturday workouts. And then that's when Little Blessings really took off. And I mean, we've literally watched you blossom.
It's crazy.
Like, it's what, a year and a half?
A year and a half. And it's crazy what we've done in a year and a half.
So yes, you have.
Yeah. You guys had Fearless Fitness.
Yeah.
So we had that picture on the cabin where we were shaking hands. And we're like, this is our first official something we're doing together.
In front of the shed.
In front of the shed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which was pretty exciting. And we did some fitness stuff out there.
Yep.
Which everybody loved when we were doing that.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun.
There was
Yeah.
goat yoga and stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Goat.
Oh, yeah.
That was
That
fun.
was the OG for the goat yoga.
Yeah, that was good. Well, there's other people that
In the hayloft.
In the hayloft.
Yep.
It is
When
crazy.
the goat ate the instructor's paper out of her notebook.
Right.
Yeah.
They love paper.
And it is so crazy to think every place that we've tried to have the yoga or that we've had the yoga, something else has been built there. So we have to move it and keep moving it and keep moving it. And so just even this last, we had, what do we have them in August and September? The women's retreats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we ended up having yoga with the llamas because we were out of space with the goats.
Yeah, I like goat yoga better.
But it was actually nicer because this is going to sound weird. The llamas just poop in one particular area, so it's really nice.
Not the goats.
Not the goats.
They peed on the yoga mats. They were everywhere.
But did anybody care?
Goats don't do that.
I mean, like, we didn't care. The instructor was straight from the city, so when the goat ate her paper, she was a little shocked.
She was tripping.
But nobody doing yoga cared, did they?
No, it was.
And
fun.
I just followed everybody. I followed the goats around with the little poop scooper, picking them up.
Yeah, and
But
it
our
wasn't like
classes
the
were
baby
full.
goats. It was the full-on big goats.
But our classes were full, weren't they?
Yeah, they were
we
fun.
had like 15 people in each class. And people have been asking us for goat yoga. And I'm really trying to get back there again. For sure.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So, Mr. Kyle, tell us about your first round in the military. What you did.
2010, I graduated high school and went straight to the Navy.
Now, did you have any family members who were
My
in the
grandpa
military?
was in the Army, but
Okay. Why the Navy?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Really? Was you out of
Sounded
the
good.
other branches, you just looked and said Navy, or
Just did it.
went to
Were you
recruiting?
drunk one night and just picked the Navy?
He was in high
I
school.
was in,
Okay. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't know when you started drinking. Where you been?
okay.
I did join in 11th grade, but no, I don't know.
Oh,
I just
okay.
Really?
did Navy.
That's cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was that boot camp like?
Compared to the one I just did,
Yeah.
simple.
Oh, simple.
So it's not physical. That one was mental.
Oh, the Navy
Just,
one was?
Yeah, knowledge based.
So what did you do in the Navy?
Construction mechanic was with the CBs.
CBs.
Construction battalion.
Okay.
They're the bastard child of the Navy.
So what did you do when you say construction? Like, what did you?
Heavy equipment mechanic.
Okay, on the ships and
No
different.
ships. Never seen a ship. Never touched a ship.
Really?
Never been.
Oh,
on
the
one.
equipment that they brought in, the Navy would transport or
Yeah,
whatever.
we'd have heavy equipment, and we'd
Right.
build schools, runways.
I gotcha. Really, they got like the Red Horse, but
It's
it
Red
was-
Horse. Yeah, we went
Oh.
to school with Red Horse.
Oh, did
Oh,
you?
okay.
Okay. See, now I never knew the Navy had anything like that.
Nobody knows about us.
That's why
I was gonna
everybody
say,
asked him if he was
wow.
on a boat.
You know,
That's why I said he was the bastard
I knew the
child
Army
of the
did.
Navy.
We knew the Army did in the Air Force because of the link. When you said that, that's why I said with the boats,
Right.
you would think it would be the ships or maybe build a port or a dock where where they have to partake on the land. I got it. Huh.
In World War II, they had civilians that were doing all the construction.
Okay.
And Geneva Convention, they couldn't have weapons, and they were getting mowed down left and right. So then they said, "We'll give you a weapon. Now you're in the Navy.
Maybe I got you.
Now you're
Sure.
at CB." And that's
I
what
got
go
you.
for.
Which makes sense.
So our guest last week, his name was John. He's a Marine. And he said all the heavy construction is in one particular training location that you guys do it all together.
We have Gulfport, Mississippi, and Port William, California.
Okay.
So it's only two.
Okay.
We can get sent to little other spots, but it's mainly those two.
Yeah, that's it. Because he was saying that there was other organizations that were in with his training because he didn't do. Oh, he was a heavy equipment operator. That's what it was.
We
He
had
wasn't.
those two. Yeah.
Okay.
We did everything. We were
Sure.
basically a construction company
Okay.
with guns.
This is you guys, correct?
Yep.
There's us right there.
CBs.
All
I
over
like
our
that.
house.
Look at that. The CB. Get it. I
Walt
get it.
Disney made that logo.
Did he?
Really?
Yeah, we won't hold it against him.
You really
But
did?
yeah, I believe it. Yeah. How long ago was that made then? When you say Walt, so like,
It was in World War II.
right? Oh, really? So they've been around a long time then. Obviously, like you just said. Okay, cool. Huh. And you're right. And a lot of people don't realize that.
No one knows about us.
So how
Wow.
long were you CB?
5 years active.
And did
Wow.
you have a favorite place? Did you get to go places?
Japan,
And how long were you in Japan?
9 months, and it was a crazy time.
Was it?
Did you love Japan?
I did.
Did you?
Japan was actually awesome.
I bet.
The
That's
Marines
cool.
screwed it up for us, and we couldn't leave base very often, but
Why?
because they're Marines.
Well, but I didn't know if it was like, what was it?
Because they're
no, they
Marines.
got in trouble, and we were locked down.
Oh, I got you. One's down, we're all down, and I got you.
So we drank at the bowling alley.
Yeah, that's fun.
In Japan.
Okay.
Yeah. So what kind of construction
cool.
projects did you do when you were there?
The first base I was at was Yokosuka, and we built a smoke pit
Okay.
on the dock of the USS George Washington. Huge aircraft carrier.
Really?
A smoke pit for officers.
So a smoke pit to smoke cigarettes, cigars. So what was it built out of? Concrete, really?
Yeah.
On the deck. I got you.
Yeah.
Very important.
Wow. It is because they don't need a fire, so I could see that. I can see
Had
some of it.
Wi-Fi and everything. Just
Right.
typical officer stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
You guys are probably swearing the whole time. You're like,
Oh, yeah.
seriously?
And then
Could have been
we
worse, I guess.
built an office building on a few island, and then we did a bunch of maintenance on one of the bases.
So did you go from island to island? Did you have to do that, or did you just always stay basically in the same location?
Our main body, which is 600 guys, girls in battalion, was in Okinawa,
Hmm.
and then they split a bunch of detachments off. There was like 20 of us, or
Okay.
20 different groups spread out across the country,
Oh, okay.
and we'd be 15, 20-man teams doing our own projects.
Oh, okay.
And then after 9 months, we all went back to Okinawa, and then came back to Mississippi.
Okay. And was that the only place you deployed to?
Mhm.
Was Okinawa? No home station, like in country stuff?
Yeah, we paved the runway for the Blue Angels in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
That 2.5 months.
really?
It was about 15 of us, and we went there and stayed in a hotel.
How was that?
Crazy.
That was crazy. Okay, so tell us what you're doing now.
I am currently 18 days away from graduating Army Calf Scout School.
Say it again.
Cavalry Scout.
Cavalry? Really?
So what is that?
Yeah, explain that to us.
Of what a Cavalry Scout is?
Yeah.
Recon. So there's infantry guides that we pissed off that say, well, we're in front of the infantry scouting out what's going on. Then we call up to hire.
Oh, so you're out there
Okay.
finding the bad guy situations, maybe a river in front of us or whatever. I got you.
Yeah.
Scouting, which
Scouts.
makes sense. I got you.
Mhm.
So you're right
Recon.
up in there, huh? Camo and all that.
Oh,
Right. I can see that. That's cool. Yeah. Raking the leaves, they call it sometimes. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Did you really? That's cool.
So I'm going to pause the story there, right?
Okay.
And then we're going to backtrack. So would you roll your eyes at me?
Mickey.
And I met you, Kyle, though, too, at the Veterans Center.
Yes.
That's where I met you guys, right? And how long were you out when I met you?
Has that been 2 years now? Probably
Yeah.
3 years.
So what was that like?
Man, being out,
Yeah.
just nothing. Just one day, wake up, go to sleep, wake up, just monotonous.
And you miss the military life, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So, and the reason that I'm asking those questions is because it is a very common thing that happens with military people, right? So, there's that transitional stage, like I've been through too, like these last 3 years, right? You're in the military, you're living that structured life, right? And then you get out and you're like, what the hell, right? What the hell? And there's a lot of people out there and a lot of viewers that I know that we reach that are going through that, whether they just got out or they've been out for 10 years trying to figure out what the hell is, right?
Right.
And because you don't know what that is until you get out.
Yeah.
Right? You would never in a million years think, because you're like, oh, I'm getting out of the service.
Right.
Shackles are broken, right? You're like,
Mhm.
yeah. And then you're like, holy hell, this is terrible. This is a really bad idea, right?
Terrible.
Terrible. You became a little angry and agitated, right?
Oh, yeah.
But those are all normal, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
It is all normal things that transitioning veterans go through, right? Or and again, transitioning in any stage, right? And it's really hard to understand. Sometimes it's hard for, like I have a couple mothers right now, their sons are with them and they both are isolating, very, very angry, right? And moms are trying to figure out what to do, right? Moms don't have the answers. They're never going to have those answers, right?
That has to be hard too, because see a child going through that and not have
It is.
the help or
It is.
So that's really important.
And these veterans are very, very angry with, and their aggression comes out on to their mothers, right?
Right.
And
Anything
the last thing you want to do is mother them because that's not what they need by any
Mhm.
stretch of the imagination, right? No.
And that's where they turn to a lot of other things, whether it's drinking, drugging,
Yeah.
just everything that goes that way because,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it is important that we're doing this. So this is cool.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got to understand and see
Yeah.
it because it's the old story. If I don't know it's broke, I can't fix it,
Mhm.
and being a guy, we're defiant and we don't want to ask for help for anything. I just assume whatever it is. And it's hard to humble ourselves but that truly does show what a friend or a family one or somebody that cares about you when you do ask them, because that shows how much they mean to you because you've actually asked them, whether it's
Right.
for a anything,
Mhm.
but it is hard, especially in men. I'm not saying in women it's not, but I know men, are just bred to not, especially if they're a type A or a Marine or in an army or any of that situation, because we're just independent and strong. So, it's okay to ask,
Right.
that's the biggest thing.
Exactly.
Which is what we're about here. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
right. Yeah. We definitely want people to,
Right. That's
to
why
know
you're
that
important is,
this is why we're here,
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
what you are experiencing, right? So, and your story took an additional turn by going back in, right? So there's a lot of veterans that want to be able to do that, that cannot do that, right? And long to do it. And that's where they struggle day in and day out and day in and day out, right? And then in addition to that, I know you've lost some buddies, right? And so, I mean, that just compounds the desire to be in the military and to serve, right? Serve for them, right? And because that's what we do. Sadly, it is service first when you're driven like that, right?
How long have you guys been together?
3 years.
I was wanting to go back to that. 3 years. So the Army, you were already through the Army.
He was done with the Navy.
The Navy, I'm sorry, right?
Yeah.
The Navy first. You were out of the Navy. You met in that
We
period.
knew in high school, but she never had anything to do with
She didn't like
the
it.
Navy.
Isn't that fun?
I didn't like him.
You didn't like it. What changed though? Come on, what changed?
I know. He got nicer.
Did he? Oh, did he? Oh, okay, well, that's another show. Okay, that's not. But I get it. So I was curious when you were saying that because, again, back to this whole thing. What are you sharing? You know, what as a couple, what you go through, what you've seen, because that's part of the all the other entities and everything
Totally
that we're doing is.
And this really, truly is like the other night I was, last night when I text you and I was asking you guys if you would come on here, right? I was like, God is just providing little blessings, so many opportunities, right?
Yep.
This is an opportunity that for this reintegration piece, right?
Yes.
Reintegration is critical.
Right.
It is critical, right?
Yeah, she told me
And-
that all the time.
Yeah. And so we've been blessed enough to have the veteran piece. We have a spouse piece. We now have the military kids piece. And now this reintegration, which reintegration has been one of our pillars, right? And this is a perfect, right? So, and again, I don't know how much the two of you are willing to say or not. There's no pressure to do that. But it is a perfect opportunity because like right now, the 180th has a ton of people deployed, right?
Yep.
They're in Afghanistan. And that reintegration piece is critical because what happens, I kind of jokingly laughed at you the other night when you were talking about moving a book bag, right?
Yeah.
And so
When you clean the kitchen after I cleaned the kitchen.
yeah. And so, I mean, you're at home trying to manage things,
Yeah.
right? The best that you can. You have two little boys, three together, right? And, you know, you're doing your thing, right? And he's been gone for 4 months.
Yeah, you get in a routine. And then he came home and I cleaned the house. But then as soon as he walked in the door, he was literally going behind me and cleaning the house.
So how long have you been back then?
Since Friday.
Since Friday?
Last Friday.
This a week tomorrow.
Yep.
I gotcha.
What is today?
Today's
Thursday.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wednesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
So it's almost a week. I got you. How long are you back for?
Till the 3rd, then go back.
3rd of January?
January.
Oh, so it's just a quick hit.
Yeah.
You're back out. I got you.
Okay,
So
so
go
I want to dissect that piece.
Yeah.
Can I dissect that piece?
Sure.
Go for it.
Okay. So what was it like when he was cleaning your clean house behind you?
I mean,
You
it was
can tell-
frustrating
Right.
because I knew his expectations already. So then when he came home and like did it again, I knew because it's just Kyle and that's his thing and that's his OCD
So what was his expectations though?
of a clean house. Like everything has to be organized. And
Oh, okay.
I mean, that is his military and his OCD. So those
OCD,
two
there you go.
combined.
So you already knew this, so you went ahead.
Oh
and
yeah,
tried
I
to
already,
prep-
I
to
was like,
prep
oh,
it.
I got
it.
this.
Should've left
Everything's
it dirty,
good.
though. That way you had
Yeah,
something to do.
right.
Now you know next time. Sorry, that's what it's about.
And especially like with Christmas going on and the kids were still in person learning, like the boys just got home with their book bags, set their book bags down, and I'm going through the book bags and Kyle's grabbing the book bags to put them where they belong, like officially belong. I'm like, but I needed that. And then he's like, oh, well, it was in the way. I'm like, no, it wasn't. But then that's just the thing, especially with this short time period we have. Like, I have to be more lenient, and then he has to realize, like, the boys left in the morning for school. And he's like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I'm like, we already have a routine. Like, you've been gone the whole time that the boys have been in school. So for him to learn how to, like, be a
Adjust,
part of our routine,
adjust
and then
in that,
us to
right.
adjust and have him be a part of our routine, it was it was not so pretty a couple times.
And
Right.
it never is. Right?
No.
It is not. This is absolutely factual
Oh yeah.
for the militaries, you know,
Mhm.
because we're structured anyways, right? And I was telling them the stories when I would come home, no matter what time it was,
Mhm.
I'd put my bag down and start cleaning or
Yeah,
taking
no
bed in
matter
the
how
car.
much I tried to clean it.
Yeah.
But she's up, you know, and not that, well, pretty much 30 years of marriage, 25-ish
25.
military.
Hmm.
And I mean, some of that is prior military, how we are, you know,
Yeah.
our parents grew up with a clean house and sort of that rubs off, but yeah, or Christmas decorations. Well, that was sort of pregnancy thing though, too. Well, meaning how you take she'd clean behind me and I cleaned it. And at first it bothered me, but I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. You know, it was not up to her and it was kept her busy too. And I got it. But
So
I did clean up as much as I could. I didn't.
We tried, Billy. We tried.
Yeah.
So what was it like for you when you walked through the door?
Let me start with when I was with the Army,
Mm-hmm.
I was the platoon sergeant of 39 idiots,
Okay.
complete idiots.
Okay.
Younger
They're
than
not
that.
all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm in charge of everyone, and I just went off 3.5 months of just down their throat, making sure everything's perfect so we don't get screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then I come home and I have to turn that switch off
Right.
immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and that doesn't work. It's
Mhm.
hard. You can't just turn it off.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't sat down in 3.5 months. I'm not about to just go sit on the couch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I just had to do something.
Right.
But he knows if he talks to me the way that he talked to the other
Well,
people that were in
yeah,
his
he-
platoon,
no,
that
he knew
I'm going to
that.
give it back to him.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Yes. And again,
That's one thing
again,
that
that's
I don't think that's the
that's-
switch he was talking about,
But-
but still.
But that's that reintegration piece. All of it is, right?
Right.
Because you have to try to find that
Balance.
the balance. Yeah, but it takes time, right? And you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
aren't even gonna. When do you leave again?
On the third week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
so-
Less than a week, right?
You guys,
They're like honey.
you guys are in a totally different scenario, right? So you guys don't even have that true. You know,
Right.
like the 30 days, like when the 180th comes home, they'll have
Right.
30 days to be with their family and try to acclimate and do all that kind of stuff, right?
or
Because
even
and even when it's overseas, you're talking about, 12 hours sleep difference. You're talking about all
Mhm.
sorts of things that you're trying to acclimate to, right?
Right.
And it is difficult for both. And
well, everybody, the kid, all of it,
Right.
the kids,
And-
sure. You too.
I've
sure.
said this a lot lately on our show that I've really had an opportunity to look what spouses go through, right? I've never had an opportunity to do that because I was not the spouse. But being able to work with the spouses, right?
Mhm.
And listen to the stories that are being told, right? It's very humbling for me to hear that, right? Things I would have never thought about, right? Because you just don't, because you're the veteran and you're forward movement, right? And just, when one of our spouses, when she references, talking about her husband, it's heart-wrenching, right? And, I'm so glad that we have the sources that we have now, you know?
Mhm.
But then the reintegration, right? So you guys come back, you're like, oh, I'm so happy to see you.
Right.
And then book bags get moved, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
seriously, right?
You had a very, very short time frame of like the happy, and then you're like, shit, we're back to reality.
Uh-huh. Right.
But thankfully, like working with you guys, and then obviously like, because we had to learn how to work as a blended family anyways,
Mhm,
and he was already prior service, and the boys and I didn't have that.
mhm.
So we kind of already learned how to balance each other out and like
Mhm.
work through our issues.
Mhm.
And like having the spouses group and having the kids group too has really allowed us to know how to work with him.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And like, even though other people, like our family or whatever, that don't understand, they're like, well, why are you doing that? Why does he act like that? Why are you guys doing that? Like, it's a whole process that you
Right.
have to
Yeah.
understand. It's
Yeah,
not just,
Well, sure. And some people think of it as like, I don't know how to say it, like that you got a problem or you're an issue or
Right,
any of that.
right.
They don't, because they don't get it
no, not at all.
at all. And that's just hard to.
Military
put-
life
yeah.
is different.
Oh, it's way different.
Yeah.
And we
Mhm.
have a ton of friends and family that are like, well, why would he even want to go back? I'm like, he needed to go
Mhm.
back. Like
Yeah.
when
So
he finally made it, it was like, thank God.
there's a movie, which one is it? I don't know if it's Marcus Luttrell's movie, Sniper, or one of them.
Sniper.
Yeah, one of them movies, because how he went back, I think several deployments. And when you said that, made me think of that, because, you know, like you just said, whether you lost a battle buddy or any of that, you know, you feel the guilt, just all the different emotions. Even JP spoke a couple of things about it. But my point is that potentially, like, the people that don't get it, some of that stuff, they can watch that movie and that helps them get it, because, you know, she won't watch a lot of them, like Heartbreak Ridge or any of them movies. Anyway, not Heartbreak, the other one. It don't matter. It does, but it'll come back to me in a minute. Hacksaw. Because of, but the point is, they're as true to it as they can be. Right. And now, since Iraq's situation, you know, that war, there's a lot of movies that have come out there, you know, that I think do help the civilians, non-military. I get being in the military. Well, some of them are critical of it, which I can understand that, but it does show people that don't get it how it can be and what they do go through, and that maybe helps them understand it, because otherwise they have no way to understand it, because you just are not going to be able to explain it to them. I've seen that with me watching these movies, because I can just have enough imagination to know, wow, it's not pretty.
Right. And the piece that I get to play too, though, is that I am the veteran. And so I validate why we have some of the actions that we have, right? I don't justify behaviors, right? Because those are our own doings, right? Some of them we have to work through certain things to get what, you know, through that, right? But I can validate for us why we do the things that we do, right? And just the opposite, working with the spouses, like I've learned a lot listening to some of these spouses in a totally different mindset, right? And that's one of the things that I love about him on the show, is because he brings that spouse perspective, that civilian perspective that I cannot bring. That's not me. That's not who I am, right? And but so going back to you were in the Navy, got out, had a civilian job, right? What'd you do in the civilian world?
Yeah.
We talked about that. Let's talk about that piece of it too.
Yeah, like where'd you work?
Heavy equipment mechanic.
Where?
Buckanobbies.
Buckanabe.
Yeah. Right there for a little while. Left and went back down south. And
why did you leave?
I don't know. Just didn't like it here.
Okay.
Had an opportunity.
Okay.
Left.
Okay.
Was a foreman building hotels for my son's grandpa.
Okay.
Your ex-father-in-law.
Son's grandpa sounds better.
Because I was trying to catch that one too.
And then
It's like,
how long were you there?
Oh, it was probably a year and a half.
And how long were you at Nobby?
9 months.
9 months.
Probably should have stayed there longer, but went down there, built hotels, built 2 of them. And then my son and I got in a Jeep and drove back to Michigan.
Okay.
And then I met her again.
And then, but where did you work? You got employed somewhere else here.
Dundee Products.
Okay.
Night shift. That was just absolutely horrible. There's a few other vets in there, so that made it a little bit better. But night shift, dirty, nasty job. Just never seen her, never seen the kids. I'd go to sleep. She'd wake up and go to work. By the time she got home, I was going back.
Yeah, that's tough. We were just saying that about a friend of ours, like our third daughter. They both.
I didn't mind the job or the company or any of that. Just the
schedules did not work, and it's it's understandable.
And then what I do after that, cutting edge.
yeah.
Yeah. Then found a really good job in Perrysburg, Ohio, doing countertops, granite countertops. And really enjoyed that job, mainly because I was by myself. I was in my truck, had my list of jobs, and I went and did it. When it was done, I went home. And that's where I met Joel.
Jolie Polioli.
Yeah. And that's a story all by itself.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because you and I were communicating about him.
Yeah.
And you were helping me formulate this program of, you know, dreaming it, what it's going to be. And you're like, hey, I have this guy at work, right?
The perfect candidate.
And it is crazy what has all happened, right?
Yeah.
From having him there. Yeah.
He's the fucking president now.
Yes, he is. What? Yes, he is. And he wants you to kiss his ring, and he talks about all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
His new belt buckle.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen his belt buckle.
New
Yeah,
sheriff in town.
that's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, Joel,
Yeah.
we love your belt buckle.
Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty
Deputy
great how he
Dog.
got Bob involved, and Bob was a customer of your guys's,
They
right?
went to his
Bob.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Joe and I did his house, and the VA was screwing him over, and he asked us. I said, I know who can help.
mhm.
And now was the president or
Yeah, he was the
was
president.
there every single day.
Yeah, he's amazing. They are amazing people, right?
Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. So then back to you. You said, okay, I can't take it anymore, right?
Well, yes and no. COVID kind of pushed me out the door to really get going
Okay.
because I got laid off. And I was sitting around, it's like, okay, we're going to do it for real now. If
Yeah.
I don't do it now, it's never going to happen.
So it's in the back of your mind.
I was in
The
the
whole
process
time.
for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I tried doing Air National Guard and they didn't want prior service. So
Really?
then I kind of gave up. And then COVID hit and we all got laid off. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. If I don't do it now, I'm going to blink and I'm going to be 35 and I can't do it anymore.
And I annoyed the crap out of him about it
Yeah, and then she,
because I knew he needed it.
Right on.
I was in his ear. I was like,
Yeah,
did you text her?
So
Did you
you're
call him?
very
Did you do this?
supportive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew that was
Yeah,
his missing
sure.
piece.
Right on.
Mhm.
Good for you.
had to do it.
Mhm.
Had to do
Mhm.
it.
So let's talk about that. How did you? What was it about his missing piece?
It was just every part of our well, first of all, we were stuck in the house together. And that was just he would try and look for a different job, but then he would, he's like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to work for somebody. I want to, feel accomplished. And I was like, go back to the military. That's where you're going to do it. And then he would just always talk about it. And he's like, man, if I could just do this. And then I just kept pushing him and we finally, I guess,
Just did it.
everything went through. COVID pushed back his boot camp date, which was fine. But
I wasn't in a huge rush to go, but
Mhm.
I needed to go and get it
Mhm.
done with.
yeah, because at first you thought you were going to go in the spring, but then it all got pushed back, which worked out for us. But
Mhm.
still,
But this was part of your fix for you,
Well,
was
I
to go
already had it.
back.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk about basic training through Army. Yeah. So just
Where was that at?
just
Where
so
was
people
basic at?
know,
Where'd you go to
Fort
basic?
Benning, Georgia.
just so people know, he didn't just get to be prior service and go in. They made him go through
Sure.
basic training.
I was a private again, even though I didn't wear private on my chest.
at
Sure.
28 years old,
Yeah, but it's the point of learning a new.
Yeah.
It's part of the business
Yeah.
company
Had to
learning.
happen. I
Yeah,
knew it was coming.
yeah,
Mhm.
which was probably pretty cool though, wasn't it?
No,
You
And
didn't like it at all?
they treated you like top shelf, right?
not at all.
Treated you just the same though.
Oh, it was a piece of shit. just like
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying. All the way across the board. Yeah, that was hard to swallow.
Was it
Yeah.
easier?
No,
No.
No, compared to the Navy, he said that was the milk. Yeah,
it sucked.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
There's guys watching right now that are with me, and I'll tell you what, it sucked.
Our daughter did it.
COVID made it way worse.
Yeah.
No, she did
No,
not
this-
go through the same kind of
did it.
training.
Oh, okay.
She's an officer.
Right.
Officer and enlisted are completely different.
Yeah, I got
And
you.
listen- Enlisted
Combat
are-
arms.
What'd you say?
And combat arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enlisted are these peons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she played in the woods. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
she
not
pooped in
taking
a
anything
bag.
away
All
from
right,
her.
you better,
Yeah. All
she'll
that.
watch it back through. I got you.
Yeah. No, she went to SEER training. She did all that. She's
Oh,
badass.
yeah, she did. Yeah.
You know?
Gotcha.
But
I didn't mean it as a downplay, but I got you. I figured you'd dig it, but okay. So
I mean,
you got it.
I did it.
Mhm.
It's easy now to say that it was easy, but going
Yeah.
through it, it was
Sure.
Mhm.
hell. COVID made it worse.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
It shortened everything, so that made the training suck even more.
Intense, right?
We got to do this now
Yeah,
because tomorrow we got to do this,
right,
Mm,
and we got to get that done so we can go do this. Doesn't
Right.
matter what it's doing outside,
right.
mhm,
how tired you are,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing it,
Right.
which is normal Army bullshit. But
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
while wearing a face mask.
while wearing a face mask,
Sure.
Yeah, that
24/7.
Mhm.
that
Even now, we just left the store before we came here, and I reached over and took
Just
his
glued
face
to my
mask
face,
off
you
of his face.
Well, that's part of
Because
that
he's just
repetition.
used to it. They
Yeah.
couldn't
Just
take
do
it
it.
off at all.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
like,
run with
take
it.
your face mask off.
Do push-ups with it on.
Yeah, that is crazy. Every time I see a military picture or something on Facebook, right, when those troops are in them, and it just blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
It just blows my mind, right? I mean, you have a million different vaccines in you, right?
Yeah, and you don't get to say which one goes in you.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, there's got to be something in us that's protected us from COVID, right?
Something.
Yeah. So when you go back, what will you be doing?
We're doing our final field training. It's only 5 days long, 1 week, whatever it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 12-mile ruck home, and we're done.
Mm.
And then we sit on our ass and do stupid army shit, like scrub the floor and clean the bathroom 30 times until we graduate, and then I come the fuck back home.
Yeah, then he's like, yeah, back home.
Well, 90% of my platoon goes to an active unit.
Yeah.
And they keep asking me, where are you going, Willaert? The fuck home.
Yeah, that's the nice part, huh? Yeah. Oh. And so what unit are you going to belong to when you come back?
The 107th Cavalry Regiment in Greenville, Ohio.
Okay. And do they have a specific mission that they do there?
Cav Scout shit.
Copy. Cav Scout shit. Got it.
Figure it out when he gets there.
Right. Yeah.
One day at a time.
Yeah. But you're pretty happy you made that decision.
Yes, I am.
And I'm sure, like, with all of that, the training and stuff behind you. And
I'm glad it was hard. If it was easy, I'd been, oh, that's stupid.
yeah. Yeah. Of
I'd rather
course.
say it sucked than that was super easy.
Absolutely.
Easy and
We did a
boring.
million push-ups, but I'm still here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came home and showed the boys, this is how we had to do push-ups. I'm like, take a break.
He can't. He's got to go back.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to lose that momentum. Yeah.
No, he got mad because the dog got lazy while he was gone. He said he tried to take her to the end of the road and she got fat and lazy and she won't go. I said, you're the runner, not me.
That's funny. The dog got fat and
She
lazy.
used to run me all the time. Now she can't do it.
That's so funny. Well, you just have to rework her in the spring, get her back up to it, put her on one of those doggy treadmills or something like that, right? Oh,
That's true.
so do you guys have any special plans for Christmas?
Well, we just found out today we have to make all of
Make all of the
Christmas
food?
Eve dinner. Thanks, Mom.
Why is that?
She's bringing the veggies and the fruit. We got to do everything else.
That's okay. You're making
That's
meatloaf.
it.
You're making meatloaf?
We're having meatloaf.
Sweet. Really?
Yeah.
Christmas meatloaf.
Right.
I've been craving it. I've been
Right.
wanting it so long, and I don't make stuff like that, so I've been waiting for him to get home.
Oh, so you're the cook.
You make,
I like
yeah.
to make
you make
meatloaf.
meatloaf? Let's hear about it. What do you put in it?
I don't know.
Oh, you never made it before yet?
She's
Well,
so
it's a good
excited and craving it. And no, I don't know. It's mystery meatloaf.
Well, you can put anything in
I
it.
mean, we know that like what's going to go
There's
in it.
bacon and beef and
Meat.
Yeah.
But
It's good to put a little sausage in it. It gives it, but yeah, that's a good thing about meatloaf. You can do it like
Yeah, it just
Literally, I would
sounded
put
really
everything.
good.
Like
I would
pizza.
put A1 or like A1 steak sauce in it, ranch dressing, corn, cheese.
put an egg in there. So
Well,
you,
we're
when
having
you get an egg in there,
Kentucky
it's a surprise. Yeah,
I
there's
don't know
all
what
kinds of
Kentucky
stuff.
corn is.
Oh God, Jamie.
Now we're all going to go home
She
and
doesn't
make
know what
meatloaf.
Kentucky corn is. It's so good.
you
What
would
is
like
it?
We'll make you some.
Okay.
We'll
Sounds
have a
good.
little.
It's like cream of corn casserole.
It's so
Oh, okay.
Cornbread. Cream of corn
Sounds good.
casserole.
We've had a couple of them
Creamer.
throughout the dinners that have been at the farm for the military. There's
Yeah.
a couple of them that come through, man, that are
Oh, yeah.
like cornbread casseroles type of stuff. Cody's one friend makes a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The good thing is with the internet now, you can get recipes
Oh, yeah,
and then build from them.
Oh,
Yeah.
You mean the one that I just pulled up?
Ours doesn't look like that, but-
2 eggs, a cornbread biscuit, an ounce of sour cream,
There you go, people. You want to
Yeah,
know what Kentucky
undrained,
cornbread is?
salt and pepper,
Or
and
Kentucky
they call
corn.
it Swan-tucky.
That's it.
That's so funny.
We don't cut ours up like that. It's in a big dish, but
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, just the same.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve at grandma's, and
So where do you fly out of Detroit then? Or
Yeah.
And then how long are you
Is that
gone
where you
this
came
trip?
in at, too?
Only 18
Yeah.
days.
18 days to finish it. So you okay? This is like a Christmas break then. I get it.
Yeah, the whole
Oh,
army
okay.
is on leave.
Oh, okay.
Most of us at least.
Sweet. Then you go back 18 days, and then you're back, and then you're back for.
I'll do some stuff at the recruiting office.
Mhm.
Then the following month, I'll check into my command and figure out what the hell's going on after that.
I got you. So are you back as reserve?
National Guard.
National Guard. Okay. We didn't say that. And I wasn't, when you were saying it, I kind of picked up on that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to, you'll still have get a civilian job, plus have that. And that's double. That's awesome.
Yep.
That'll work out good for you. Yeah. Still have everything to look forward to.
So I
Keep
can
that money.
deploy or do
Mm-hmm.
extra duty or something.
Right on.
To
Yeah.
get the military
And who knows?
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then come home and do normal stuff.
Plus the
Sure.
medical
That'll
benefits.
balance
is always-
everything.
Yeah.
Man,
Was really the big pusher was
Yeah.
all the medical
Yeah.
dental.
I know that was when I walked out the door, I was just like,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
Living
That's
on
cool.
VA
Good for
now.
you, man. Mhm.
yeah.
So we'll find out. We might deploy soon. We might not. Who knows with
Mhm.
Right.
all the crazy shit going on. No
Right.
one even knows who our president is, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mystery. It's like the meatloaf. It's
Our meatloaf is gonna be delicious, Jamie. You're gonna be so
Oh,
jealous.
I love meatloaf.
I
Don't get me
do.
wrong.
Everybody's like, "You're having meatloaf for Christmas." I'm like, "Listen, me and my 93-year-old grandma thought it was a good idea, so
That's what
We're
at.
going in.
Good for you. I think it is too. The neighbor kid's mom's 88 years old, and she's like 4'8", and I've been wanting to meet her. Right? I'm not lying. She is 4'8". She knew my grandpa and everything. So when I was told Jamie, I walked around the corner, there she was by the stove cooking because she cooks. Well, we had meat. She gave us meatloaf sandwiches the next day, and I ain't had it in a while. Remember, Shawnee?
Mhm.
Oh my God! You know, they're freaking good.
Yeah.
88-year-old grandma's meatloaf. You're not going to beat that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you might
get
with
some
yours. but-
competition."
yeah. Well, it was a little, I mean, it did have the bacon, but it wasn't like what we would maybe make now, where you
Right.
can put jalapenos, you can put banana pepper, might get a little more
Mhm.
extravagant or whatever, but still going to be good, I'm sure of it. So make
Hopefully.
some
Now
so you can
we'll
bring
order
us
pizza.
some. You have to,
If not, we'll order pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good old
Better
backup
get it ahead
pizza.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, get ahead of time. Yeah.
It's
That's
on
cool.
speed dial.
Bought one the day before. Well, tomorrow's Christmas Eve, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy already,
I
huh?
know.
I didn't realize it yet the other day. I was like, well, I did, but I'm like, wow.
Surprise! It's
Yeah,
Christmas
'cause usually
Eve.
everything's only open work-wise till noon,
Mhm.
you know,
Well, we've known when I was coming home for 2 months, probably.
Yeah,
right?
You just
Yeah,
wait
he
for
called
that-
me.
wait for
I
that
need
day.
you to book my plane ticket. I don't have any service. I'm like,
All right.
So we only got to talk for 30 minutes a week.
Mhm.
Every Sunday,
Maybe.
you get 30 minutes
Mhm.
to call real quick.
Mhm.
Right on.
And you got to make sure you call mom, her, the boys.
Oh yeah.
Get it all in.
So it's really 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So that sucks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then the mail. Everyone knows how the mail is.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It took a month and a half to get my first letter.
Joel's letters went
I
faster
got
than my
Joel's
letters
first. Joel's was the first letter I got.
Oh my gosh.
Finally heard my name and it's Joel's.
You're like, yay!
That's cool. Yeah. When you finally hear it, because you do look forward to it, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I know the 180th, I've obviously been following them and they've been posting pictures of their care packages that they're getting, right? And that's always, you know, it's always fun to see how they, you know, have their areas decorated for Christmas and stuff like that. And I was just telling Billy, I seen they did a version of what song? They did a version of Night Before Christmas, right?
Mhm.
And they kind of made this little video out of it, right? And it was kind of cool to see them do that. But yeah, I'm not sure when they come home, but yeah, it won't be before Christmas. That's for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
You're home tomorrow, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, we're so happy that you guys shared a little piece of this. I know there's way more to the stories, right?
Yes.
There always is behind the scenes. But I think this is going to be a great starting point for us at Little Blessings, right? For this reintegration piece.
Mhm.
I was really super excited when it like 2:00 in the morning, I was like, oh my gosh.
Because you had no idea I was home. Friday.
No, not until yeah.
Monday.
Yeah. So Monday night, we're at the kids thing, right? And Kara comes walking in and she's like, there's going to be this creepy guy walking around, Santa Claus or something.
Santa actually showed up.
Santa did show up, yes. And she shut the door and then opened the door back up and then in come walking Kyle. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so excited to see him. I had no idea he was coming home. So I was pretty excited to see him.
Yes.
So yeah, then my mind's like, oh, this is going to be amazing with this integration piece because it's so fresh and we can talk about it as we're going through it, right? And then it'll give me a building minute while you're gone again, right?
Right.
And then to work with Kara and build this piece of it, right? And then to really put it in play when the 180th comes home or whatever unit comes home after that.
Yep.
You know, super excited because we have another spouse that her husband is deployed, and he's been deployed. It'll be over 9 months by the time he gets home or something like that. Yeah. So, and we know that's rough, but yeah, I really appreciate you guys sharing that.
Yes, it was an awesome show.
Well, we're not done yet.
Well, okay.
I want to share my experience that I had today. We're going to end with this happy little Christmas story. So, I had this lady, for those of you who don't know, I play Mrs. Claus, and this lady emailed me and asked me if we would mind doing a Zoom call with her son, Riley. And Riley he's 24. He's has a mental disability and like a ton of other disabilities to go along with that. And Santa is his BFF. He loves Santa,
Yep,
right?
Go,
and so
right there.
yeah. And so Riley and his parents were driving somewhere so he could at least see Santa. Well, the car behind Riley was beeping and beeping and beeping, and it takes Riley a minute to talk. And so it was really a bad scenario for Riley, right? And so I spoke with his mother, and she told me all the things that he likes. He likes monster trucks and Marvel and all of those things. He's 24.
24?
Yeah. And so you can't see it in that picture unless you zoom, but that Christmas tree right there is completely made up of Santa Clauses. So yeah, he loves the Santa. And there's me and Mr. Claus on the phone call.
Right on.
So we arranged it. I asked Mr. Claus if he would come for the phone call as well. And he said, absolutely. And we probably spent 20 minutes with Riley on the phone.
So
That's
cute.
awesome.
He was so excited. His mother was videotaping it in the backside of it. That's her little hand over there trying to videotape it. And he just went on and on and on talking about Santa and his trucks and it was so cute because he was talking about his PS2. Because I said, is there anything that you want Santa to bring you? And he's like, yeah, my PS2 remote controller, this one's broke. And so Santa's like, well, we'll see what we can do. And I'm getting a text message from his mother. That might be a little rough. Well, this Santa is so amazing. He was Googling, on the other hand, a store right down the street from where his parents live where they live in Sandusky.
Right.
Found him one, sent dad, and so it was amazing.
That's how Santa works, man.
Santa
Magical.
was yep. And he was Riley was singing some songs to us, and it was just it was amazing. And I know it was incredible.
Nana.
And then I asked him, I said, is there anything special you want to say to Santa? And I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he loves when Santa goes, ho, ho, ho.
Green Giant.
No, Green Giant. Okay. Wrong person.
Wrong person, wrong color.
Yeah, but he was talking about how Santa was his best friend.
Oh.
And he,
I know it was a Santa guy.
He loves Santa Claus more than anything. Yeah.
How'd you find him now?
Somebody found out that I did Mrs. Claus, and through somebody.
Right. And what you know, too, we've been learning a lot of that.
Yep.
18 shows, we've learned a lot.
Yep. So they messaged me and said, hey, would you do this? And I said, absolutely.
Sweet.
That's so today we went and did
that's like a Make-A-Wish on top. This is like, it should be on the 5. Like when they do the feel good ones, like the 10 or whatever they do that. You know what they do.
Yeah.
You know how they, yeah.
And Riley's mom had she said the video made it to Facebook. So we're super excited. So we will get that video out there because she videotaped the whole thing.
All right, on.
Yeah.
That's a screenshot you did there then, evidently.
Yep. Yeah. So I wanted to take a picture. He was so happy.
I can tell, man.
So he had his little service dog, Henry, that was with him. Yep. We talked about Disney movies. He likes to watch the Disney movies.
Right.
He's got a cat named Belle, which is named after the Disney movies.
Right on.
What page is the video on?
Probably hers. And she is Tiffany McCord.
Tiffany McCord, huh?
Yeah.
Do you want to be live on air when we do this?
Either way, we will definitely try to get that out there. But yeah. And then just this last week, we also wrapped up our first 6-week session of our kids program.
Yep.
You want to share a little bit about that as a mom with the boys?
What do I want to say about it? It's an awesome program. The would you consider Kit the teacher, the instructor, the creator?
Mm-hmm.
Her and her two little elves just were amazing with the kids. And my kids just thought that they were going to mess around with horses, but then I knew secretly that they were sneaking in how to work through their emotions and find different ways to channel like their anger and stuff like that. And I utilized it 1,000 times. And especially when he came home too, he was used to like disciplining the kids a certain way. And I was like, well, I'm trying to do this new thing that they're learning through military kids. And he's kind of caught on to that. And it really has helped the boys. And,
I'll post it later, Andy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Kit and Ashley and Kyle really helped the kids come out of their shell and learn that it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry, but you're not going to throw your toy. You're not going to yell at your mom. You're not going to do stuff like that. So especially with him coming home and them feeling frustrated and everybody was so overwhelmed, it was nice that the kids had that tool to learn like, oh, Kyle's home, like we're not going to get in trouble a certain way, not that certain thing. But when they got frustrated, they showed you, I think, how they have learned to collect themselves and calm themselves down and work through the emotions. And they're 5 and 7, and that's a huge thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're so much different.
So much
They're
different.
Completely different kids. All 3 of them are
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You have to talk to this one this way and that one. So that really helped them with Bowen's emotional in a certain way and Barrett's emotional in a aggressive way.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's cool.
and Kit had tools for you parents too, right?
Yeah.
She had
Like the flower
take-homes.
stress balls.
No, not that one.
I know. It's a funny story. But like the laminated cards, like there was different breathing techniques, how they had to take a deep breath and go around their fingers. And I keep them in my car door, especially for Barrett. And I'm like, here you go. Calm yourself down. Figure out a way. What did Miss Kit tell you?
Right.
It's also nice.
Cody said the same thing about Corbin with the hand or that breathing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
also
Go
nice
around
with
your
us
hand.
having horses. That
Yeah.
we can implement the same things
Mhm.
Right.
and they can settle down at our farm
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
Use that same
right
technique or tactic.
be a lot
that-
more comfortable on our horses.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Cool.
the last one, they all had to make a little something or get each other a little something,
Yep.
right? And it was such a great night. I mean, there was
It
so
was-
much energy.
I told him, I
Yeah.
go, it's not like this at the end of every session because everybody's together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The kids were all together and
Mhm.
all the moms are talking. I was like, it's not like this every time.
No, but there was
Mhm.
definitely a lot of energy, and it was
Yeah.
exciting because the kids have completed
Right.
their first phase, right?
Yeah.
And now there's 2 more phases that are going to
A
go along with it,
graduation
right?
type of thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was fun.
So there'll be a total of 18 weeks that they'll go through this, and it's amazing what they're putting together for these
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's so much better when kids are involved in different programs that they technically have mentors or people to look up to because they're not going to listen to me.
Mhm.
Right.
When he came home, I was like, oh, thank God.
Mm.
Kyle's home. Like he can take some of the discipline because I'm just
Right.
spent.
Wait till your
But
dad
when
gets home.
they knew Monday nights, they look up to Miss K. Sorry, it's not Miss Kyle anymore. It's Miss K.
Mhm.
And they look up to Miss Kit and Miss Ashley, and they know that if they're having a bad day, they're like, "Oh yes, like we have military kids tonight." And it was cool to me.
Yeah, that's important. What we
Yeah.
were saying, I told her, Jamie, that too, and she said when you mentioned that it's not that kind of program. Well, what I meant is when they look at that, they have that to look forward to all week.
Yeah,
To know that Monday, whatever, like you said, when they're struggling, whatever, they know, and then they even
Mhm.
count the days because I know it just helps.
Mhm.
yeah.
You
The
know.
one night we left, and they're like, "When do we get to go back?"
Right.
Like,
Barrett
in
just
a week.
asked, I think it was Friday or Saturday, how many more days until I have
Right.
military kids?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's,
Which I
that's
just
what I
think-
mean. It's a positive.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
it goes back to, you guys have been with us from the very, very beginning of this program, and it's like incredible where
Yeah,
it's even
it's
went
crazy.
beyond our wildest dreams,
Yeah,
and
And
take
got a lot
in.
more to do.
Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
only been a year and a half.
I know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
2021 is going to do some amazing things. We're going to do some amazing things in 2021. So and you're going to get back involved heavily when you come home. super excited about it.
I've been told that.
No,
Oh, I was like, wait, really?
it is written in a letter
Yeah.
that I kept.
Yeah.
As soon as I read that, I texted Joel and I'm like, listen,
Yeah.
There's also a letter from the president to me about what my duties are. So
not the actual president, but Joel.
Joel's the actual president.
Well, I meant of the,
Oh,
She was thinking
Yes.
of Trump.
Not Trump.
Joel
He's my
has
other-
just like that is
That's
something
cool.
I could have never ever dreamt of in a
Right.
million years. I mean, I could think back to I had you come to the farm that day because I knew Joel was coming. We purposely set him up.
Yep.
So yeah. So it looked like you were just hanging out to get him at that farm.
Took a little, I mean, him and I drove thousands and thousands of miles together. A lot of conversations just to get him in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, I had told people, and he tells the story, it took over a year to get him there, you know?
Yeah.
And we were really, in 6 months, we probably drove 40,000 miles together
Uh-huh.
every single day. And it would come up at least once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it was, hey, fucker, you need to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be pretty if you don't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's just amazing. And I know when we were talking about an opportunity for him to be the president, right?
Mhm.
He had come to me and he's like, well, you know, I want to make sure that, you know, all this on the table. And I'm like, buddy, I don't even know where any of this is. You know, it's a fake it till you make it, I guess, type of thing. We're on the ground
We're riding
floor,
this.
right?
We're gonna ride
I
it
said,
on
I
out.
don't know what any of it looks like. I don't have expectations, right? As long as we just keep moving forward, doing the right things with our hearts, then it's all going to turn out okay, right?
Right.
And so I said, I don't have any expectations. I don't know anything.
You
know?
said that probably every other word when this all started. You're like, I don't know where it's going, but this is what we're going to do. And we're like, okay,
Mhm.
we trust you.
We had
yeah.
meetings and dream boards, and
Yeah.
we all sat around.
And she fed us pizza and we went from there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is. It's so mind blowing. I'm so excited. Never in my wildest dreams would I think we'd be doing this either.
Yeah.
Right.
And this really does reach people.
Oh, no,
So
it
really, really does. I can't see any of that stuff. So
I'm sure I'll get a text from Joel of, why do you keep talking about me? But
Oh, he's already sent
We
comments
love
out.
Joel.
well, you guys, thank you so much. I love both of you very, very much.
Thank you.
We're glad that you're home.
me
We're
too.
sad that you have to leave again, but we'll be excited when you come back.
Only 18 more days.
All right. And we're going to be working on that program. That's where you're going to fit in on that side of it, right? So you
When I
can
come
help
back,
people
I'm all
understand it.
yours.
Yes.
Mm.
Yay.
So
But
once
the
I get a job
Facebook world
first,
has now heard
Yeah.
that.
if I get a job first, so someone
Okay.
Give me a
He
job.
needs a job first.
Well, you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas.
You too.
So, and send me a piece of meatloaf.
Yeah, we want some meatloaf.
don't let your meat loaf.
Yeah, we won't.
What? Oh, of course.
I ain't saying that.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week
Merry
for our final
Christmas.
show. Merry Christmas.